Welcome to the Just Josh podcast.
Who the fuck is this guy? Hey, who the fuck are you? Huh? Who the fuck are you?
This whole thing is a little weird.
Never you fear, laddie buck.
So my podcast is about people, and obviously we'll talk about the band and stuff too, but I was wondering, growing up in Florida, some of your musical influences or the kind of music that you listen to that kind of got you into singing.
My dad, I guess it's silly. I think everybody really loves music, but my dad was like a huge musical influence for me. He played a little bit of guitar, but mostly he was just like always really excited about some sort of music, whether he was going through like a reggae phase or, we listened to like a lot of classic country in my house. And like really, I like wanted to be Patsy Cline when I was little. I had like a little karaoke machine and so a lot of classic country, a lot of reggae. And I'm like a huge classic rock nerd. I'm like a 14-year-old boy who just got his first electric guitar. I'm like, Led Zeppelin's like it for me.
Yes.
And, I don't know. I guess that's a lot of it. It doesn't really have much to do with being raised in Florida, but that's kind of the musical influences I have.
No, that's so cool. And it's funny that you say your dad, and that's not weird because on our advance, that's my influence is my dad. And
yeah,
he's so lucky that he got to see like the Beatles, the Doors, the Who, Led Zeppelin, like all the greats in their primes. And I'm so jealous because I feel like I was born kind of in the wrong time. I would have loved to have grown up and seen some of those bands.
I know.
And he's so cute because with COVID and everything going on, he usually plays at retirement homes for free every week.
Oh my gosh.
He's such a good singer. Him and my sister are really, really great singers. I can't sing for shit, but I think I'm the musician in the family. I can play all instruments really well. Mm-hmm. But my dad and my sister can sing. So during COVID, especially because the nursing homes are hit so hard, he's been doing these Zoom concerts for all the Maryland retirement homes. And it's so cute because I'll go and I'll watch him. Like I get the front row seat, so I'll sit there and watch him as he's doing it. And he loves it. And he won't take money. They try to pay him and he won't take money.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
I'm sure that means so much to those people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's just great. He's a huge influence on me, and so yeah, that's pretty cool that your dad is a big influence on you too. And I definitely grew up with the same kind of genres: the classic rock, the rock, even some of the pop, from the like 60s, 70s, and 80s. Mm-hmm. So down in Florida, you guys have a really good scene. I would love to say that Maryland has a good scene, and some bands that I don't think people realize come from here. We have like All Time Low, Good Charlotte, Ballyhoo, obviously, Bumpin' Uglies, some of those guys in our scene. Jimmy's Chicken Shack, even. So
Jimmy's Chicken Shack. I haven't heard that name in a while, but that's so funny. I didn't realize they were from up there.
Yeah, and he still plays around, and it's so, and they still kill it too. He looks way different. He doesn't have the dreads anymore. But weren't
they like rock? It's like a rockabilly almost.
Yeah. That one song, High. Let's look it up. I got it right here.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see if we can.
So fancy.
Yeah. Let's see.
Jimmy's Chicken Shack. Man, that's so funny. I haven't heard that name in a while. Yeah, you guys have a cool scene up there.
We do. It's so diverse. And I'm OARs from up here. They're from like 20 minutes away from me in Columbia. So this is like one of the first songs I ever learned. You'll recognize it once it kicks in, I think.
It's like so 90s.
Yeah, isn't it? I love it.
Yeah.
I love the style. This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were awesome. They were so good. And I think I saw them open for 311.
Oh, man.
I think
311's been killing it for so long. That's so cool.
Goodness. Yeah, I just went to 311 Day, and it was so much fun.
Because don't you go on the road with them a bunch?
311, I will travel to see them. Not so much anymore just because I'm so busy working. But I do travel a lot, and I get to go on the road. I'm very lucky.
Well, when we were on the Ballyhoo run, who did you leave to go see for your birthday?
Oh, Incubus.
Incubus.
Yes.
Okay, that's right.
Yes, that was, wow, amazing too. And they were supposed to tour 311 this summer, and then it got canceled. So that was like my dream tour, was Incubus and 311 together.
Oh yeah.
Um, I'm so jealous of anyone that can sing. So I love Brendan Urie, and I love Brendan Boyd from Incubus, and voices like that. Those are like, if I could sing, and that's why I don't. Now I know I have a range, and I probably could sing or play out and do different things, but I wouldn't be able to create and play the songs I want to play because I don't have that range. You know,
Oh.
I love like operatic rock sometimes, even, you know, like anything that just has a cool melody and a little bit of heaviness. And so, yeah. But you guys have a great scene down in Florida. It's almost like the Cali of the East Coast. And in my humble opinion, I actually think some of the bands from the East Coast that are coming up now are even better than a lot of the West Coast, just because it's a little more unique. It has that East Coast flavor on top of the, you know, the Cali reggae sound as well.
Yeah, I think it's cool that like that the East Coast is kind of having a scene.
Yeah.
And I definitely appreciate like the family that we've got in Florida. There's some really cool stuff that's like local to our neck of the woods, like down in South Florida. We're really good friends with this band called the Resolvers, and they're super cool, like huge. I think there's like 12 people in that band.
That's awesome.
And we do some writing with them sometimes. They're super rad. And this other band that Cope actually used to play for, our keyboard player, he used to play for this band called Riott Shakedown, and they've got some really cool songs. Their lead singer also plays bass, which I always think is a cool vibe. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's something that I wish I could do. Cashed Out, because Cashed Out is like, those are like our big brothers. We go to them for a lot of advice. They're on the same management as us, and they've given us like a lot of cool tips along the way. I feel like anytime like I have a question, I'm like, help, like Greg. And those guys have just been really awesome to us.
Yeah, I love Greg. He's coming on soon. I need to get my eyes fixed before I can start getting more people on, because I have so many to edit, and
Yeah.
I don't want to have too many. But he's definitely someone I want to have on. I just talked to him the other day. But you guys and like Supervillains and a bunch of other bands, and my favorite band is A Day to Remember, and they're from Florida, and Florida has a great scene.
Is that like hardcore or emo? What is that?
It's kind of like
Yeah?
metalcore. It's like a heavier
Okay.
blink. It kind of came after the whole pop, like the early 2000s pop thing, and then I think a lot of metalcore and stuff started to come from that, just because people were sick of the pop, like Britney Spears and stuff.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. But I love them. They're good. 4 Year Strong is another good band. I just like the heaviness, but I like it. I like the pop sound. You know, it has like a pop hook, but it's still heavy. You know.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think Adam's into a lot of stuff like that. I
Yeah.
can't say for sure, but I know Adam's at least a big metal fan. I think like everyone we've been on the road with is like, at least they're drummers. Like every drummer is like, oh yeah, I used to be a metal drummer.
Yeah.
That just seems to be the thing.
I'm pretty sure like half of Ayaterra was in a metal band together or something like that.
Yeah, they're like the
yeah.
like, they've got that vibe. It's very cool. They're
Yeah.
like the Black Sabbath of reggae. I love it.
Yeah. These guys are great. Really nice dudes too.
Very sweet.
So you said your dad was a very big influence, but personally, like, how did you start singing, and how did you get into that in general? Like, is it something that you had to kind of teach yourself? Did you take lessons, or is it more natural and you're just kind of figuring it out as you go?
I feel like I don't know. I kind of feel like everybody sings. I think it's like a really natural thing to sing. And every now and then I'll meet somebody and I'll be like, and I'll hear them sing, and I'm like, oh, maybe everyone can't sing, you know. But I think that it's like something that everyone can do.
Yeah.
I grew up, like I said, I had like my little karaoke machine, and I sang like a lot of like country tunes. And then I was like in choir at church and like at my school. And yeah, I started taking lessons actually, and like going to like a vocal coach, like maybe like last year, when I started taking this band a little bit more seriously, because I just realized like I don't like know what I'm doing, you know. I'm just like winging it. And I realized there were definitely some times where I felt like sometimes I was straining my voice, and I was like, man, if I want to do this for a long time, I should figure out how to like take care of my vocal cords better. And you know, if it's something that I really want to do and share with people, I should like take the time to learn what I'm doing and get better at it, which is something I'm still trying to do every day. So Yeah, I guess just I just fell into like a good thing with this band that they were willing to give me a shot even though I didn't really have a clue what's going on. And they've been very supportive, which is nice. And
They're the
anytime
best.
you have like a lot of support and love behind you, you can kind of like grow and see what you're capable of, I guess. I don't know.
I love the guys. You guys, I wouldn't even known that was your first tour, or at least out of state tour. And all of you are pros, and I've said this before,
Thank
but
you.
I can't say enough nice things about you guys. You have my full support.
Oh,
I'd love
you're
to
so
get
sweet.
I'd love to get everyone in here at some point, or I'm trying to get Chris on here so we can talk about his music school and stuff like that too. We can get some
Yeah.
donations for that. But I understand everyone is so busy, so I really appreciate everyone coming on and you coming on too.
No, thanks for having me. It's nice to be able to talk about some band stuff right now with people besides my bandmates.
Yeah, you guys have such hardcore fans too. Everyone's like, "Oh, we need a live stream. We can't wait for Article. Is this going to be live?" And I'm like, "I'm so sorry, it's not, and it's my fault because I need to edit it because I'm not, I'm not technically sound enough to do everything all at once. It's easier if I just press record and leave it. So,
No, I really appreciate it. I'm a pretty big goof on camera, so it's nice to know this isn't live.
yes, me too. I have my doggies up here
Oh man.
because I know you have your little puppers as well.
I know. Uzi's just like a compact pit bull. She's like a little teeny lady. You in the old day, man. Super Baltimore. Did you grow up there?
I did, yeah. So Baltimore, I love Baltimore. I think it's underrated. It's like a mini New York. But I love Baltimore because as far as travel, like if you're touring, we're close to Philly, DC. You can go south really easily. You can go up to Boston, New York, head out west if you
That's
need
nice.
to Colorado.
What's going on with Dan Bilzerian? Can you sum that up for me?
Oh yeah, did you see that? You saw my post? Well,
I saw your
basically,
post, but I
that's
didn't
okay.
click through. I didn't see.
The story was, he goes around acting like, he's this rich millionaire and all this stuff. And, he's very like in your face with all the chicks and stuff. And I'm just not a womanizer. I hate that stuff. I think it's stupid. And, but it turns out that he doesn't pay for it. He like rents the mansion and like a company pays for it. Just like a lot of these other people where, they're like, what are they called? Influencers or something like that. I don't know. I just think that's all silly. I think it's silly.
It is pretty silly.
For this episode, we will have we're waiting on it, but I will have the Venmo link and stuff. So
I did get it.
oh,
Chris
did you?
did send
Okay.
it to me. It's like talking about laughable. It's laughable. I don't know that, but yes, it's just. Oh, and
No,
it's
that's
just
okay.
at Article Sound System, so I should be able to remember that.
Okay. I thought it was gonna be something.
I gotta get with it.
Well, now you know. Okay, so at Article Sound System on Venmo. If you guys are
Yes.
out there and you would like to donate, even a couple bucks would be great. I know everyone's clamoring. I went on and I've been trying to get a couple fan questions. We can actually go into that now. Let's do that.
Oh,
I
okay.
got a couple fan questions for you. Megan MC, I don't know if you know her. She asked, "How did you all get together?" Now I know that Article has been around, and they actually had a different singer, and then you are
Several
newer.
different singers.
Yeah,
Yes.
a few of them, and you were the newest one to join, and I would assume the permanent one. I think you guys are great as a lineup right now. So how
I think
did you
Adam
kind
would
of?
say I'm still on trial, that he's not sure.
I would
but-
say Adam's on trial. No, he's not. He's great.
No.
Yeah. So what? I love Adam. He's so you. All of you are so funny.
Oh, thanks.
So how did you kind of come into the band and join, and how did the formation of you guys now come to be?
Well, Chris and Fabian worked together at Carvel, this ice cream shop, and
Like
they,
Carvel, the ice cream cakes?
yeah.
That's
I have a
awesome.
really great photo that I won't embarrass him with, but I have a really good photo of Fabian every time he
Email
calls
it
me.
later
It's
and I'll pop it in
him.
here.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I can do it to him. It's pretty good. But he's wearing like an ice cream cone. I guess they had him like standing out by like the street, like trying to get business in, and he's wearing like an ice cream outfit, and it's so good. And every time he calls me, that's what comes up. But
Oh my
yeah, the
goodness.
two of them
That's so
were
funny.
working at Carvel together, and they were in a band called Stampede Movement, and then they kind of like reformed with some other band members, and they like I think they snagged Chris Cope from another band, and got him playing with them, and I think that was like 8 years ago, maybe almost 10 years
Wow.
ago.
Wow.
And they had a couple different drummers. They had definitely a bunch of different singers, and it was always like a male fronted band, and it was more like traditional, like Caribbean reggae.
Mm-hmm.
And Adam was like the second newest member before me.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I don't think he played much reggae. I think he was like doing like a lot of jazz and metal.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's cool because it gives us like a different feel, him not like having the traditional reggae fills and all of that. And he definitely has like a super heavy foot. It's like nice, powerful drumming.
Oh my God. Sound check sometimes is like, I hear him crushing it in sound check. I'm like, man.
Oh, it like bleeds through everything. We got him some cymbal shields, and like until I got on in-ears, I was like, dude, I'm gonna lose my hearing before anything ever even happens with this band. But yeah, so then they had their singer left, and like moved back to Jamaica, I think, or I'm not sure exactly what happened.
They were super Caribbean, huh?
But I was like neighbors with them, and Fabian's like, I think I know this girl who might be able to do it. I was playing with another band, and we did like a little bit of reggae. And so I just was supposed to fill in for some shows so they didn't burn all these venues they had like gigs booked with. And then when we started kind of doing it, you know, we all like were getting along really well, and people were responding well to the music. So then we started writing together, and then, you know, now we're just still doing it, and I really like it. So
that's awesome.
And I hope they really like it too, but I think they do.
You definitely brought up something good. I think the reason that you guys stick out is that it is not just traditional. I really feel like with the different members and stuff, you guys really bring it all together and make it unique. Kind of like Ballyhoo and Pacifier. That's why I like those kind of bands, because it's not necessarily just reggae. And yes, you have reggae, but you guys have kind of a ska feel too, if you wanted to do. You guys, honestly, I think could do anything.
Oh, you're so sweet.
So the next question from Rudy Tootie.
Rudy.
Yeah, Rudy. She says, who inspired you to sing? And if there was no particular person, do you have any influences or people that you love to listen to yourself?
I think I definitely like, I mean, Gwen Stefani was like huge for me when I was little. I thought she was just like the biggest badass, the way she sang, the way she dressed, like the way she like kind of delivers her lines, or like there's just so much attitude.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like she like she just can play a bunch of different characters like just over the course of one song, which is super cool.
Yeah.
Definitely her. There's this lady, Julie London. She's just like this like jazz lounge singer from like the 60s. And I think that she has like a really cool like sultriness. Her voice is like kind of smoky. I love jazz vocals. And you know, I think like maybe a little bit of my like timing comes from my parents are huge Willie Nelson fans. I love Willie Nelson too. And I was watching some interview where somebody was saying, I don't know whether it was like Waylon Jennings or somebody was saying like that when you play with Willie, you always think he's gonna like he comes in like a little bit behind all the time.
Right.
And that just adds to his style. But like people playing with him are like, oh man, I wonder if he's going to remember to like come in. Like he's, and he just like sits back a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think maybe those three are big ones for me. I don't know. I'm finding new inspiration all the time. I have no idea what I'm doing for the record, but
we're just going to pretend. We're just going to pretend that we both know what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Neely, I'm not sure how you pronounce it.
I think it's Neely.
Okay, Neely. She wants to know where you get your fashion sense from, because you have some of the best stage outfits for sure.
Oh my goodness, you're so sweet. My fashion sense, it's very cool that she thinks that I have fashion sense. I think I don't know. I really like to wear like a bunch of shit that I like.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That doesn't really shed much light on anything. I don't know. I really like glitter. I really like sequins. I really like colorful stuff. I really like stuff that makes me feel like a badass. And I think that like wearing something outrageous like gives me the confidence to like kind of play this character on stage and like feel like, all right, like, you know, it wasn't really until I joined the band that I started dressing a little bit more the way I do. And I think that like really makes me feel like, all right, like this character can like do anything, and like she like can command like a certain like respect on stage or whatever it is. And yeah, so I've had a lot of fun with that. And even like now that it's been quarantine, I'm like, oh man, like you know, can I still like dress like wild like this even if I'm not leaving the house? Some days I do. Most days I'm just in my pajamas. But
Yeah.
so I guess that is where I get that. I get a lot of stuff from thrift stores.
When I was younger, I used to dye my hair all sorts of colors. There was even one point I think I was painting my nails a little bit. Maybe not full.
That's cool.
Yeah, maybe not like full on goth, but like punk where it's like a couple of them or something like that. I went
It's fun to express yourself.
Yeah. I went to private school. So I remember the nurse would have a big thing of nail polish remover in the nurse's office, and it wouldn't be for the girls, it would be for me, because I would forget to take it off before I went into school, so that I would always get in trouble.
And you're not allowed to have it, I guess?
No, not at private school. No,
maybe
no,
not.
I wish, but
I went to private school too. They're really trying to stifle your creativity over there.
yeah, right? Like. I'm trying to be a creative here, and you guys are not letting me be me.
Like, absolutely no individuality. We need you guys all wearing the same shit.
Right. I don't know anything about makeup, but I assume what she means. Well, I'll read the question, then I'll say what I assume it means. So it says, and I apologize, I can't see shit right now. When are you going live on Facebook so that you can copy the steps I take to put on makeup? So I assume she wants you to like go live with her on Facebook and her put on makeup and you put on makeup or something. I'm not sure if this is something you've already had a conversation with her about.
Yeah, Jamali.
Jamali.
She's super sweet. I met her. Her boyfriend is a huge fan of Cashed Out, and she is a fan of Artikal. So they were really liking her when we were doing shows together. That's when I met her. She's super awesome. She does do makeup tutorials. I have very limited makeup skills. It would probably end up being pretty hilarious if we did this. So maybe I should reach out to her and do like a makeup tutorial. I'm sure I'd come out looking like a clown. She's very good at what she does. She always comes out to the shows like looking like amazing.
That's pretty cool. I'd watch it. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
It could either go really well and you both look amazing, or go really bad and then you look like me or
guessing the
something.
latter. I'm guessing the latter.
We can't wait for you guys to get back out there live. I wish this could be live, so just they could get a little bit of a fix.
We want to do some live stuff. We had like we got some stuff in mind.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Another thing about your band that I think definitely separates you from a lot of other bands is how funny you guys are. Like,
it comes pretty naturally because of the way that we are with each other. But I think also, oh God. I think that, when we took a step back and we were like, well, who do we want to be? Like, how do we want to come off online? And it's like, well, a good way to stand out is to like not take yourself so seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think what's really fun is like all the people that we meet that like really anyone who's listening to our music is our friend, right? Because they're supporting our dream. So like if you want people, like if these people are really our friends, we really want them to feel like they know us. And that's a good way to get it across, because we do all definitely have a good sense of humor, I think.
I watched this like for 20 minutes at least, and I was like over on that side like dancing, full on dancing.
I know I watched it like when Chris sent the edit back to us, like, which really there is no edit. He just put like a color filter on it, and this is just us being like bizarre for 4 minutes or whatever it is.
Right.
I watched it so many times, like so many times. It was so much fun. You should have seen us like walking around getting this thing done in the whole getup. It was pretty good. There were like all these fishermen were underneath this bridge, and there are like all these guys fishing on the other side of the street. And so they're just like having like a regular Saturday morning or whatever it was. And then we like came up. I've got like Adam on this leash. Like Cope has like, like
parachute
clown,
pants
like,
on. Yeah,
parachute pants, like Fabian in the gas mask. The whole thing was just so wild. It was really fun. And when we filmed this, we all were really needing a pick me up, because we were like, oh damn, I think this like quarantine thing is really gonna like keep going. So it was fun. It was like the first time we'd gotten together in a while.
You guys are hilarious, and I gotta shut this off, or I'm gonna keep watching.
Yeah, it's very distracting. Chris is like blowing Cope up right now.
And then this one was on our tour that we did, the Ballyhoo tour, right?
And you're in it?
I make a little cameo. I wish my part was better. I think I could have done a better job of positioning my face and making like when you took it, because I thought we were doing something else, and then when you took it and you were still standing there and you didn't walk away, but then I'm looking around, but you're still standing basically in front of me. I'm like, oh, that was so stupid. But a little.
I think it came out well.
So did I. It's so funny. I'll play it in a second. But another part that's not in here that would have been when you took the merch. They were gonna clip to later on you standing outside with like a jacket on or something, like selling the Bally Hit
Selling
merch.
it.
Yeah, that would have been hilarious. But so
We
here.
wanted it to be kind of like The Office. but
Oh,
yeah.
okay. That's what the music. I'm like, why do I know that
Yeah.
music? Okay, yeah, The Road. So here's The Road episode 1, or pilot episode.
All right, you guys, I mean, take a deep breath. Don't let her get in your head. She doesn't define who you are. You know, we got
wait,
this.
wait, Logan hurt my feelings again. Let's do this, you Jesus Christ.
Reese.
Yeah, babe, I miss you so much. It's tough out here on the road. Can't wait to get home. Yeah, no, it's going great. The band gets along great. Yeah, no, Logan's not causing a problem. She's being cool. She's being cool.
I heard a shot!
Yeah, so I was just standing there and she grabbed my coffee and threw it on the ground. And she never ordered coffee. That was just my
This was
coffee.
in Columbus, right?
I think so. It was the one where Gabbo had his like 35-foot long extension cord, so he could do his hair from like he like did it from his.
No, that was in
I think
Fort
people
Collins.
respond
I
really
think.
well to
Was it?
positive reinforcement.
I think
so.
so.
I try to
He's done it a few
use,
times.
just like
He's got a
supportive
couple
language.
chords. What I love about this. What I love about it, it's the complete opposite of you, you know. But that's what
Oh,
makes it so funny, you know. Well, I'd hope so.
Yeah.
I'm
been a
just
good tour so
teasing.
far.
No, I think it is the opposite.
I,
I hope that I'm not this much
I
of a
think
bitch.
I've really done a good job of keeping it together for the most part. But you know, there are times where
Before he bleached his hair.
Oh yeah,
I don't put this down.
I like the new
And
look.
it's
I do too. He looks like
I don't jump
me.
off bridges.
He's got real bad
it
roots
works for
right now.
everyone.
Oh.
They get a drummer.
I'm
I
not
get
cutting
that.
my
It's
hair
great.
until COVID's over.
How was tour?
It's good, man. It's good.
Oh, Alex.
This is my favorite
Everybody's
part.
so easy to work with. I
Yeah.
was pleasantly surprised.
Him and Reese did a good job in this.
Yeah.
Very believable.
It's actually kind of scary.
Oh,
I
my
don't know. I
goodness.
just get a weird vibe from her, man. It's... Everybody else is great, though.
I've been digging those jackets. Like, where are you getting those? Like,
Yeah,
You are killing it.
See, I thought you were gonna walk away, and then I'd be standing there,
cool story. Yeah.
like looking around. I had no idea what, and so that doesn't even make sense. It's like, why am I
was
looking
initially
around?
drawn
I
to
should be
the
looking at the
genre of
table,
reggae
right?
Because it's about peace and love, and I really try and live that, you know, in my day-to-day.
You nailed it.
I would love to do like that 70s show parody with you guys, because you guys would be perfect. You'd have like, I know you guys could come up with some great one-liners and just
Dude,
have
so
it.
this
flay.
is we it's actually on YouTube, and this was the video I was gonna send you. When we released Time, our EP, we like, that was our idea. We were like, oh, let's film it like that 70s show style. And we tried to make it seem like it was the rotating camera, and we were trying to have the room super smoky, but we realized we were like out of the fog machine, like liquid or whatever.
Right.
So I have this picture. I wouldn't be able to find it right now. I have this picture, but instead we were like, okay, well, we still want it to be smoky. We'll just smoke a lot. So Adam came with like 2 blunts, and there's like a picture, and we're filming Chris, but Fabian's laying on the ground in front of him, like just like blowing clouds like up in front of him.
That's so
like trying to make it look smoky, which like you have to smoke a lot to
Oh, yeah.
really make the room look smoky on camera.
Right.
And Fabian and like Adam at one point was just like, I can't do it anymore. I have a picture of him like sitting on the couch with Uzi, and it's like he's like so paranoid, like he's like, I don't know about this dog, you know. But so we tried to do something like that. It didn't come across quite the right way, but it's still a funny video.
I had a great time with you guys on the Ballyhoo tour, and I always hate meeting people on tour because I'm so much grumpier and different on tour than I am like even now or like in real life, I would say. I guess that is real life. I guess tour.
I think that's true of everyone, maybe. nobody's
Yeah.
getting much sleep. No one's eating the same. Like,
At that point too, we had a new crew. That was Reese's really first tour, and
yeah.
Alex has to do like, God bless Alex. He has to do so many things on tour.
Yeah, Alex wears quite a few hats.
It's like if he could just TM, I guarantee it would be so much easier for him. But he's stage tech. He's a babysitter for me and Reese. The first full length tour I ever did was like Bumpin' Uglies, Tropidelic, and Ballyhoo, which was
That must have been awesome.
Yeah, and then
all the East Coast boys, all the Maryland guys.
Yeah, and then same with you guys, you and Fayuka. It was just awesome, really, really cool. I'm very lucky. Honestly, the older I get, I kind of want to start a family too. Just settle down, have a house, and I'll go out and tour. Like if a band needs me, I'll certainly go out there anytime people need a TM or a merch guy or something like that. But in a year, like I know there's going to be no touring this year, and I honestly don't even think there's going to be really touring.
Don't even say it.
I know.
Kill
Okay.
you.
Yeah. Sorry. That was close. It was close. I almost
Don't
did that.
even say it.
Well,
but I know.
The way I tried to unjinx myself is that I went ahead and bought Riott Fest tickets for next year, so I'm super excited for that. Riott Fest is one of my.
When is that supposed to be? October?
Yeah, my birthday, October 25th or 26th, somewhere around. The lineup is insane. It's only the first wave. Let me see if I can pull it up, the new one.
Yeah, pull it up. I want to see.
I went to 2013, and it was like Blink-182, Fall Out Boy, Blondie, like all these huge bands. I mean, way more than that.
Love Debbie Harry.
The big thing about that one was it wasn't even the headliners that I was excited for. It was everyone underneath them that I was excited for. It was like Saves the Day, all my favorite like pop punk bands from like the 90s and 2000s.
Yeah, let's see it.
So My Chemical Romance, the Smashing Pumpkins, Run the Jewels, Pixies. Oh, they're so good. They played 2013 too. Coheed and Cambria, which is one of my favorite bands. They're so good.
See, you and I are going for all different things here. Toots is playing. Big Frida.
It's a lot of the smaller bands that I'm excited to see. Yeah. But
yeah, that looks awesome.
And then a lot of people from our genre, the Sublime with Rome, Dirty Heads. But I'm excited for like Newfound Glory is one of my favorite bands. Thrice is really good, Circa. Bayside.
Yeah, I never got into any of that stuff. I've really fallen off personally with social media lately, and the band too. We like haven't been posting very frequently, but I think it's been nice to like also to like kind of open that space up for more people to. There's a huge political movement going on, and if you aren't going to be like contributing to like informing people about it, then I think like, it's nice to kind of take a step back and let it be a platform for sharing that stuff.
Yeah, that's so thoughtful of you guys. And again, that's a big reason I'm a huge fan of you, because I feel like you're just good people. When I work with people, yeah, the product's important. That's always important. But I want to work with good people. I want to support good people, But speaking of that, do you have any thoughts or, what's going on? I know it's difficult and I know it's hard, but I'm sure it's affected you like a lot of other people.
I saw something the other day that I thought was really inspiring. Like, I think it's really nice. I think that it can be difficult. It can feel like there's a lot of negativity going on social media right now, but I think it's just like a lot of like negativity that's already existed kind of coming to light.
Mm-hmm.
And, you keep hearing things about how like the nation's being like torn apart and like we're divided. But I read this thing talking about how no, like people are actually coming together and we're just seeing where we were divided. And so I think it's really beautiful that something like social media exists right now. I know that I'm learning a lot about ways that I've like been like ignorant to my privilege and ways that I could be like kind of like committing microaggressions and like just being ignorant. And I'm trying to do a little bit more research so that I can contribute more positively and use the privilege that I have to like help others like step up and live in a better situation themselves. So I think it's all been like, there's definitely like waves of emotion that have been coming with everything that's going on in the state of the world right now. But there's definitely waves of emotion too that come with everything that's happening with this political movement and like this just kind of seeing how much white supremacy exists.
It's crazy.
So I think one of the waves is that you like feel kind of like, oh man, like this is really shocking that like all this stuff is like right under your nose, but since it's not like affecting me personally, like I'm just like oblivious to it. So there's like an initial like wave of shock, and then there's like a wave of like shame where you're like, oh man, like I think like I have like been part of the problem at times.
Mm-hmm.
And like there are changes that I need to make. And then I think the phase that I'm in right now is like educate myself and being really proud that that like when I go through my feed, that like the people I know are being part of like the movement to like push things forward in a positive direction and helping educate others.
So I have a new segment called Weekend News. Some funny news from over the weekend. Do you want to do that with me?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, 1 second. Weekend news.
Weekend news.
Yes. So with everything going on, you live in Florida, and it's kind of crazy down there right now. Mask wearing. Have you seen that being an issue with some people?
Yeah, like everywhere you go. They're starting to get a little bit better, but it was pretty like wild down there for a bit.
Well, in the news this weekend, a woman went into a Verizon store, and she wasn't wearing a mask, and they asked politely a few times for her to wear the mask, and she refused. So she started throwing a hissy fit, and then when they tried to ask her to leave, she dropped her pants and proceeded to pee on the floor to let them know that she did not agree with it. So
that's like super unhygienic.
Really, and with everything going on, like she couldn't have at least used a trash can or something.
I know.
Beyond that, though, not only was she arrested for peeing on the floor, when the cops came and arrested her, they found that the bags that she was carrying had stolen goods from Dick's. So not only did she pee on the floor and refuse to wear her mask, she stole a bunch of stuff, like $200-300 worth of stuff from a Dick's Sporting Goods.
See, at this point, there's like a pattern of behavior that none of that should have been surprising.
Do you play the lottery at all?
No, not typically. No. Every now and then I'll be like, seduced by a scratch off, but no.
Because of COVID going on, for the first time in history, a lottery winner was presented a check, one of those big checks, by a robot. Do you think we're going to get to the point where robots take over and play music?
Well, maybe a little bit of that, but I don't think it will be strictly that, right?
I hope not, because I feel like that defeats the whole purpose of music, right?
Yeah, it's like you miss out on the whole experience.
I know.
No, I don't think we're getting to that point. Do you
Good.
think we're getting to that point?
I've already seen it. Have you ever been to like Chuck E. Cheese and stuff? They had the bears playing the music and stuff.
That is what I was thinking.
Well, I guess more. Yeah, I think I was trying to be more specific in like where they actually play the instruments. Like you can program it to actually play it. Okay, so that one's good. Man chops watermelon over head of another man, sets the Guinness World Record. We got to watch this.
No, why even mess with that?
Is that freaky? Is it going to scare you?
Yes. Okay.
It's so scary. What if he misses?
Go.
Oh, he's slicing it sideways. I thought that was going to be like, I thought he was like going down, and that was like.
I thought it was going to be far more exciting, and I
got a
couple
me too.
Problems. I got a couple problems with this, and I'm going to tell you what they are.
Yeah.
One, I feel like you could have sliced 2 watermelons off someone's head, and that would have beat the world record, because who's doing that?
Yeah, double the watermelon, right?
There's no competition. This is not something people are doing.
No.
Second of all, you can't say that this man was doing it. He clearly has like a whole team of people.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it's got to be solo. He's got to put the watermelon up and cut it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
I'm not into it.
That's a bad one. That's
attempted by serial record breaker. Yeah. See, that one's not doing it for me.
Yeah, there's people that literally
chopped like 2 or 3 watermelons, and that would have been the most.
There are people that literally will like chase Guinness World Records. Like that's their job, is to like try and break as many. Yeah, they get paid and they put that stuff on YouTube, and it's like
clickbait.
It's a whole thing. So police got a call about a loose panther, and they show up, and turns out to be
Where?
I'm not sure. Let's see. Apex predator doesn't really say. Odd news.
Wait.
Let's see if it says where. Oh, it's in Britain. So a British police department got calls of a wild panther, a loose panther, that you can see here. And the police went to investigate, and when they showed up, it turned out to be a stuffed animal. It wasn't even real.
I don't blame him for being scared because
It looks real, right?
it looks real.
Oh. I'd call it in. Funny story about fake animals. When I was little, I had one of these big rubber snakes I got from the zoo. So I thought it would be funny. I was only like 8 or 9, but I was smart enough to know if I put it at the bottom of the stairs into the basement, it would freak my sister out. So I remember my sister, and I forgot about it because it'd been down there for like a day or two. I totally forgot about all of it. So I just remember I think I was in the other room playing with my Legos or Connects or something, and I hear this awful scream. And my dad gets up and he starts running over, and we run over and we look down there, and I realized she found the snake. And I forgot. So I forgot that it was even fake. So I'm freaking out too. We're all freaking out. And then my dad goes down there with this big butcher knife, and you should have seen the look on his face. He was like timid. He was trying to act like he was tough, but he was still like, oh shit, I got to go get the snake. You know, it's my parental duty to make sure they're safe. So my dad walks down the stairs and cuts its head off, and then I realized what it was. I'm like, Dad, you cut my snake's head off. Like, you gotta buy me another one. But it was my fault.
When I was little, we had, like, in Florida, we have coral snakes.
Oh yeah,
and they're like, red, black, and yellow or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And when we moved into my house, like, nobody lived in my house for so long, so there was like things were like overgrown and whatever. And my dad found, I was in like I guess I was probably in like 2nd or 3rd grade, and we found a coral snake in the backyard, and it was like big action for the day at my house.
Yeah.
And my dad like went, and they can't open their mouths very big, so it's like it's probably pretty fucked up, but my dad like took hedge clippers and like cut its head off, because they're very poisonous.
Yes.
And but we had them, and then we found another one, and we had them in like gallon Ziplocs in the freezer. And then, like, without telling anyone in my family, I had decided like that I was going to bring that in for show and tell. And I like brought this like slowly thawing out like bag of coral snakes to school. And they were like, "Where did you get these?" Like, they were just in our freezer. My mom was like, "You can't be taking that to school." It's like stinking up my backpack and stuff.
Oh my goodness. That's so funny.
Speaking of cutting coral snakes or cutting snakes' head off.
So why were they in your freezer again?
Because like my dad had killed them, and I just wanted to like hang on to them, I guess.
Oh, okay, like a pet, maybe.
like a frozen dead pet. Yes.
Yeah, I get it. I have plenty of them.
Mm-hmm.
Is this, now that we're talking about dead pets? I've always wanted to do this, and every single person I've said this to has told me, no way. It's kind of weird.
I'm excited to hear it.
I don't see why it's that weird. So, you know how people go hunting and they kill the deer and then they hang it up on their wall, and it's like a big trophy. So obviously I wouldn't hang it on the wall, but I love my dog Coda so much. He was like my first dog, and he's been like, I've had him for 6 years now, and he's like my adult dog that I actually got myself. It wasn't like a family dog. And he has one of the most unique coats to where someone offered me like 30 or 40 grand for him, or like just a semen or something. He wanted to like breed him. And I was like, well, yeah, I know people are fucked up, but the coats don't come like that. It's genetic. It's like a 1 in a million thing. Like, even online, I've only seen maybe like 3 dogs with his coat, and I've never seen one in person. But it's like a blue brindle, which is really hard. It's like having green eyes or something like that. But he wanted to. So I was thinking, I'm like, well, when he passes, I'm gonna miss him. But I love him. He has such a cute, like, he's older and he still has like such a cute face. What if I got him stuffed and then had him like sitting next to my couch with me? I thought that would be kind of cool and like a memento, but everyone says it's super weird. I don't know. What do you think?
It is weird. It's a little terrifying, but I think I can get behind it.
Yeah.
I have this idea like that, people who like collect taxidermy like that, like there are people who have like stuffed animals like that all over their head. My dad, all over their house. Like my dad has like elk heads like all over his house. It's like a real point of contention with my vegan sister.
Oh, I bet.
But like then like those people die, and like what happens to all those stuffed animals? So I have this idea for a taxidermy rescue program where like you rescue, like just like a dog rescue, where you would rescue all of these, like a stuffed bear or like a stuffed tiger or whatever it is, and you would have them, and like maybe you'd put party hats on them or something cool, and you'd name them all, and they would like, you know, these animals have already died, and then now their like bodies have been like, you know,
repurposed,
put in this form. What if we were like, you know, we're going to respect them and give them a home in their afterlife, and then you just have a house full of dead animals?
You wouldn't sell them? You would just keep them?
No, you wouldn't sell them. You just keep them.
How do you make money? I thought it was a business or something.
There's no money.
Oh, okay.
None of my ideas make me any money, really.
Me.
It's in my best quality.
Me too. That's what I like to think is my best quality. Some people might not say. Okay, last news story of the day.
Okay.
So along with all this COVID stuff and the racism, a lot of people want to bring down these statues of all these Confederate, which I'm fully in agreement with. But the latest one, there's a petition out there to replace the Robert E. Lee statue with Odorous Urungus from Gore. Have you ever seen Gore?
I haven't. I know the band, but
Right.
I haven't seen them live.
Oh, they're great. And they're really nice dudes, too. They're, like, super nice. Like, way too nice. Like, creepily nice. Maybe they think, like, I dress up like this, so I have to look like that. But what do you think about that? This is him right there. That'd be kind of cool.
That's awesome. I think anything would be better than Robert E. Lee, right?
Yes.
And that seems like a particularly good candidate, so I can get behind that, yes.
Cool. Well, that is this weekend's news. So
nice.
Oh, it didn't. I thought it was gonna like flutter everywhere. Yes.
I'm fluttered.
Yes.
I still have this Christina Ochoa up here.
Where? Oh yeah.
Like,
did you look her up? How
yeah,
beautiful! She's so beautiful
I did.
too.
What a babe! Yeah.
Oh,
Great
my
bone
goodness.
structure.
And the thing about her is not even her looks. Like that's not what attracts me to her. And I'm not the type that really looks at looks anyway. It's more of their personality and stuff, and I just love that she's so involved with like Oceania and STEM and like really getting women's rights out and getting women into science and stuff like that. And
That's awesome.
And you would think, because you see a lot of people that are famous and they have money, so you know they'll throw like $5,000 or whatever to like a cause or do whatever. She actually puts her money where their mouth is, and not only donates but like gets involved. And if you look on her Instagram, she's always doing stuff for the ocean and like pollution, and it's just great. And so I can't wait to have her on. But
that's gonna be cool.
But yeah, so she is. If you look, you have her up there. She does a million little things, and it's, I don't know if she's still in it because it might have only been for season 1, but her character was like, is your puppers there?
Yeah, she just came in.
Okay.
Hi, Piglet.
You want to bring her up?
Yeah.
There it is.
Hey.
I love that they constantly snort. Why is that breed? Is it because of their flat face? Is that why?
It's because they have extended soft palates, so like when you put your tongue up in the back of your throat, you feel like that kind of smoother bit. That's like your soft palate, and hers like extends over her trachea, so every time she breathes, it like flutters.
Oh my goodness. It's
I
so
know.
cute though. That's the best part of them.
It's very cute. It's very cute, and she also like sees that I have this bagel over here, and she's trying to get involved with that. Yeah.
I would bring my puppies in here, but they are such a handful, and like they're not like when I have guests in here, they start knocking stuff over with their tails and whatnot. Actually, speaking of pups, I have something right here. Okay. Can you guess what it is? And if you guess what it is, I'm going to donate $100 to your Venmo.
Wait, what?
It has to do with puppers. Yeah. I have something hidden. It's like behind here. Behind these figurines and stuff, I have something on the table.
I can make the screen bigger, right? I can do that.
Yeah, if you want. You're not going to be able to see it. It's hidden.
No.
But it has to do with the topic that we're talking about. So
it has to do with pups. I don't get any more clues.
No. I'll give you 3 shots. You got to imagine it's smaller.
Does it have to do, are they Old Bay dog treats?
Yes.
Are they really?
Yeah. So I got dog treats here because my puppers will come in while I'm recording, and so I have to have dog treats available so I can distract them and give them treats so they don't mess up the podcast. So I always keep
But
a
they're
couple.
Old Bay dog treats?
Oh no. Oh, you said Old
Oh.
Bay.
Yeah.
No, they're organic, regular dog treats or whatever.
Okay.
Yes. So I will donate $100 to you guys later, and congratulations,
Thank you.
you
That's
won.
so nice of you.
You-
I won.
First
Wow,
try.
First try too.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Nice, thanks. You really teed me up for success there. That was pretty easy.
I would have donated anyway, but it makes it better that you actually got it. I think is pretty cool.
It does. I want to feel like I earned it.
So I don't want to keep you too much longer. I really appreciate you coming. I just have a last thing. So anytime a guest comes on, I like to kind of read some facts and talk about some stuff from their state. So we just had Nick on, and he lives in Cincinnati, so we went over a bunch of Cincinnati stuff. So I have a bunch of Florida facts and different things that we can talk about and see if you notice this. So me personally, every time a crazy story is on the news, it's always like, so some woman in Florida or a homeless guy in Florida. It's always the crazy ones are always Florida. Do you notice that? Like, is it weird in Florida?
Absolutely. Yes, it's definitely weird in Florida. There are definitely places that it gets weirder. And I think I live in one of those counties where it's super weird.
Where are you guys at again? Are you guys on the West Coast?
We're on the East Coast of Florida. Yeah, in Palm Beach County.
Okay.
So like, yeah. And I just moved to North Carolina, so that's where I am right now.
Oh, really?
But,
wow, you're not that far from me.
No.
Dude, you should
well,
come
I
up,
actually,
come up and hang.
yeah. I was thinking about it. I'm like working on something with some fellas up there, and I was like, oh man, maybe I'll drive up there. And then I realized it was like a 7 or 8 hour drive both ways. And I was
It
like,
is.
oh, maybe I'll
But how long are you going to be in town for a little bit, or you actually move permanently?
to North Carolina?
Yeah.
Yeah, I moved here permanently. I'm going to be going back and forth. There's like a really cheap nonstop flight that goes back and forth, but this is where I live now.
I'll come down there anytime. I love North Carolina and good hiking stuff too. Is yours good with dogs? Yours good with other dogs?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My Coda loves smaller dogs. He doesn't really like bigger dogs, but he loves smaller dogs. So they will get along.
the same way. She only likes bigger dogs. She doesn't really like smaller dogs. So
I don't know.
They're very compatible.
I'm not a big. I hate those little ones they carry around the purse. And it's just because they get mistreated. Like they're all inbred and like that's why they have the head things, and it just makes me feel so bad for them. Like that we treat humans that way.
I know.
But yeah, I do notice that Florida, no matter what the news headline, I'm like, I guarantee. Like you can tell when they say the headline, I'm like, yeah, that's Florida. I guarantee it.
It's always Florida. We're always the one doing some really weird shit.
Like
I don't know what it is.
I think I'm Boynton or Boyone Boulevard or whatever. You know, have you?
Boynton Boulevard.
Yeah.
Chris lives like really close to there. What about Boynton Boulevard?
When I was there, that was the story where the homeless man like ate someone else's face. He was like on bath salts or something and ate the dude's face off or something.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I think that was on Biscayne Boulevard.
Oh, Biscayne. Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Biscayne.
that's
Sorry, you're right.
fine.
You're absolutely right. Biscayne. That's so funny.
I won't trash Boynton like that. I
Sorry.
know Chris would be really upset, like on the city council or something there. He's very involved.
Yeah.
So.
I apologize, Chris. I meant Biscayne. Biscayne.
Mm-hmm.
So also, Florida has more tolls than any other state. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
But
it's
got
such a long state. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. So I didn't think that was that interesting, but I do remember I was down there and I got caught. I think it was 80 or something, and I didn't have one of those sun passes. I had my own pass, but I hate that there's not a national, pass for every highway.
Oh yeah.
I got caught paying like $80 just to get back to where I was, and I only drove maybe 5 miles out of my way to get back on, and I paid like 80, some crazy amount that I was like, there's no way this is what it is. But yeah, and so I was really pissed about that. So thanks, Florida. Also, Florida is known as the fern capital of the world. Do you have a fern?
Do I have? I mean, I have ferns. I have like a ton of houseplants, so I have ferns. But I don't associate Florida with ferns. Like
Me
I'm
either.
up here in North Carolina, I feel like there's way more ferns here.
Yeah. I didn't know
don't
that
know.
either. And you know, it kind of sucks. I did this with Nick too. He's not from Cincinnati, but he was in Cincinnati, so that's why I did it. And now I'm doing all these Florida facts, and you just moved to North Carolina, so I should have pulled
like,
North Carolina.
I wouldn't
facts.
know any answers for that. I was
That's
like born and
true.
raised in Florida,
That's
so I
true.
know those things. Also, like the part of Florida that we live in is like, so the landscape is like different than like Central Florida and like Northern Florida. It starts getting a little bit more normal and less sandy.
Yeah.
So maybe
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the fern stuff they're talking about.
Have you ever seen Fern Gully?
Yes.
I love that movie.
Yes, it's been a long time, and I know they also they did a remake of it. I think
Did they?
didn't they? I think they did. I haven't seen it, but I do remember the original from when I was little. I thought that was a great movie. It was very sad though.
I know. I was just about to say all of them were actually, because my favorite ones were All Dogs Go to Heaven. That was my all time, and then and that was so sad. And then
Very sad.
And then Land Before Time, which was sad too. What the hell? I think like that's weird that all those Disney movies are actually like kind of sad.
I guess so. They do all kind of have like a sad little glimmer to it. Maybe it's to like normalize, some of the harsher realities that we're going to face in our life. I don't know.
That's true. So the highest point in Florida is only 345 feet above sea level. Have you been to that point? Or do you know where it is?
It's probably just like we have like these
crazy.
landfills they call Trash Mountain. It's probably just a heap of trash somewhere. So I've probably driven by it a bunch of times and gotten to smell it, but
That's so funny.
I don't think I've ever been. I don't even know what that would be. What does it say? Would it be Mount Dora maybe or something? Is that actually like a mountain? It's not a mountain, but I mean, is it like a hill or something?
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really fact check these things, so some of them
See, you
could
could
just be
like bullshitting me, and I could just be playing right into your hands.
No, I think they're true. I just don't know where it was. It was just the fact that said the highest point was only 345 feet, which is like not a lot. That's like a hill, like
No.
you said. That's like a trash mountain. Like, so Florida's that flat that anywhere in Florida is more than 345 feet above sea level. That's crazy
Yeah.
to me. That's
There's
really
nothing.
weird.
Even like I came up here and I've been like riding a bike and I don't even know really how to use the gears because I it's just so flat in Florida. I've never known, I've never
Yeah.
needed to really understand like the gears.
Yeah, that's so funny. I have a lowrider that doesn't really have gears, I don't think. It's just like a lowrider from back in there. It was actually a really expensive one. But I had a really nice bike that I would use for working out and going biking with different speeds on it, but it got stolen. So
Oh, I had a
Hate
really cool tricycle with a basket for Uzi and it got stolen. It was very sad. So I can relate to that. That sucks.
yeah. So Florida is also the only place where gators and crocs live together. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. I didn't know we had Crocs.
I'm not that adventurous. Like if someone's like, "You want to put your head in one?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm good." It doesn't mean I don't think it's cool.
I don't think that doesn't mean you're adventurous. I think that means you're just,
That's true. Not
playing it a little
crazy.
safe.
And then, so everyone knows Florida for oranges, but what I thought was funny is, have you ever had an orange crush?
No.
So
Like the soda orange crush?
no,
or-
it's an alcoholic drink, and I don't drink that much, but I guess it's a Maryland thing, and I didn't know that because I've grown up having them, and it's super good. It's like triple sec, orange vodka. I guess you could do Sprite or something else, and then orange juice. But the key is it has to be fresh squeezed. Like you have to actually slice the thing and then squeeze it into there. It is so good, and Florida, like that's where oranges are. Do you want to open a bar with me and then we specialize in orange crushes because we would crush it down there. We don't even have to live. You can live in North Carolina and I'll stay up
and
here.
I like the pun. I like the wordplay there.
Yeah.
Just
We'll
because you use
crush
the
it.
wordplay, but we also have to make a tequila option because I don't fuck with vodka.
No, that's fine. We can do whatever. Well, you can name it because it would have to be something other than a crush, I guess. But
I guess so.
we could even just do stands and just keep our overhead low. Just have a couple people there. Just have
That's the
stands of it.
move.
You know.
We're gonna just have to be delivery only and take out only because the way things are moving right now.
I know. Well,
Not the time to open up a bar.
no, I know, not the best idea, especially even if you just stand, people touching each other. See, that's why that's why having two heads is always better because you can weed out like the good ideas and the bad ideas.
Yes.
Because there's always good ones. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I really appreciate it. I hope you had a good time.
I did. I really appreciate you having me. It's really nice to talk about music and band things.
Yeah. And do you have anything that you guys are doing coming up that you can talk about? Any live streams or anything that maybe people should look out for?
Nothing in particular that I think is like ready enough to share. We've just been doing a lot of writing, and we are trying to raise funds so we can record some of this stuff that we're writing.
Great.
So if anyone does want to send some money to our Venmo, we would greatly appreciate it. But in the meantime, I've been doing a lot of fan mail where I like send.
That's cool. Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
So,
that's super creative. I love that.
Anybody wants to get a note in the mail, I've been taking my sweet time with it. My little hands are hurting from all the writing, but it is really fun to get like a hard copy of something in the mail. So if anybody wants any mail, they can DM my personal Instagram, the band Instagram, or send us a message on Facebook, and we'll get something out to you.
Awesome. That's super cool and super nice of you. And again, thanks for coming on, and I hope you have a safe week and stay safe. And then we'll have to get together sometime since you're not that far. It is both ways, but I'll come down anytime and hang out.
All right. Well, I really appreciate you having me. This was fun. Thanks, man.
Yeah. Can you please give my best to the boys as well?
I will.
All right.
I know that they were, I think, a little jealous they didn't get to come hang with you.
I don't know. They could have come in the Zoom too. We could have had everyone. That would have been a lot of fun. I tried to get Chris on, but again, he's super busy, and I totally understand. There's so many things to juggle.
He's also a little shy.
Yeah. No, I get that too.
Everyone but Adam is a little shy.
I would love to have Adam on, but we would sit here for like 3 hours and just geek out.
Yeah,
at stuff.
Good luck even getting him off the air. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate you having me, and I look forward to seeing you in real life one of these days. You can't just like totally give up touring, man.
No, I mean, look, if you guys ever need some help too, let me know. Just in general, but shoot, it's just I don't think I'll ever give it up, but I definitely have other things I'm trying to do that I really enjoy doing right now, and I'm like, I did get my degrees, so I might as well use them for some other things too besides touring. I think if I was still in my 20s, like if I was in my early 20s, I love touring. But I really started to get more into full time when I was like, I'm just in a different place in my life. It's not that I don't love touring, like if it would make me money, consistent money, but I have to fill the gaps, and I don't know. I see things as a means to an end. So, being able to get a job where I'd make more money and then putting that to all my music stuff would get me farther along than touring, But I will definitely be on tour at some point. You will see me around. So, yes, we will talk soon. So thanks so much for coming on.
Awesome. Thank you so much.